National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi has been crowned as Gema spokesman as he promises to accommodate divergent views from the region.
Ni muhimu sana kwetu sisi kudumisha uhusiano wa ndani zaidi.
Political showdown expected in Kiambaa and Muguga by-elections as UDA and Moses Kuria's People's Empowerment Party field candidates in the mini polls.
Huko katika eneo la Muguga, kiti ya MCA, tulikuwa na mkataba na chama cha UDA ambao ni chama mwenza ya PEP kwamba hatutasimamisha mtu katika hiyo uchaguzi.
Also tonight, DP Ruto is on a tour to the coast region to woo voters. The DP is meeting regional leaders. Welcome to the broadcast. The Mini Mbesa is our sign language interpreter. TV 47 weekend begins right now. President Uhuru Kenyatta and ODM leader Raila Odinga have picked a 10-member defense team to challenge the High Court ruling that nullified the BBI process, with all the concerned parties including IEBC and Attorney General fronting an appeal against specific rulings. Siaya Senator James Orengo, who is expected to lead Odinga's legal team, claims the BBI process will continue, asking Kenyans to prepare for a referendum. The Court of Appeal is set for a major showdown as President Uhuru Kenyatta and ODM leader Raila Odinga prepare the troops to salvage the BBI process that was declared unconstitutional by the High Court a week ago, with all concerned parties appealing individually against specific judgments in the High Court ruling.
The handshake is strong, and we are going for a very, very critical week in the political life of this country. We want that after we finish the judicial process, we go back to the race of ensuring that the constitutional changes that have been proposed in the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill is passed by the people of Kenya.
According to sources private to the BBI lawsuit, the BBI team and the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC lawyers met last week to deliberate on the different appeals and lead an all-front fight to salvage the Constitutional Amendment Bill 2020. The BBI camp has unveiled a 10-member legal team comprising of the heavy legal minds in the corridors of justice. Senior counsel James Orengo is set to lead Odinga's 6-member team, including senior counsel Otienda Amolo, BBI Steering Committee Joint Secretary Paul Mwangi, and lawyers Jackson Awele, Ben Sihanya, and Ano Loginga. President Kenyatta has settled on lawyers Desteri Oyatsi, Waweru Gatonye, and Mohamed Nyaoga to lead the appeal against the High Court ruling. Attorney General Kihara Kariuki has fronted George Oraro, Paul Nyamodi, Ken Nyaundi, and Kamau Karori. The multi-pronged duel at the Court of Appeal is also expected to have a shot at rescuing the IEBC. Former Attorney General Githu Muigai and lawyer Eric Gumbo leading IEBC's quest to save the Commission's face amid questions of its legality to hold a referendum. The Commission also intends to appeal against the High Court ruling that it ought to have carried out a nationwide voter registration exercise specifically for the BBI referendum, as well as the ruling that Article 257(4) of the Constitution required a legal framework for the verification of the BBI signatures, thereby declaring that the BBI process was flawed. With the BBI proponents expected to go head-to-head with the courts next week, a major showdown is looming at the Court of Appeal as the BBI legal titans prepare to salvage the possibility of having a referendum before the 2022 polls. Now, detectives from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations DCI are detaining a suspect accused of obtaining hundreds of millions of shillings from unsuspecting job seekers on the pretext that the job seekers would be offered job opportunities. In an operation conducted Friday afternoon, the detectives busted Grace Nyamohanga, alias Nasra, a senior sergeant at Langata Women Prison, who has so far swindled job seekers over 200 million shillings in 10 months. The rogue prison warden is said to operate a mafia organization that recruits job seekers with the promise of job opportunities in top government parastatals and government security agencies, including the Kenya Defence Forces, National Intelligence Service and the National Police Service. Now, a 25-year-old mother from Thika has today delivered quadruplets at Thika Level 5 Hospital. Maxine Nyawira, who had undergone a scan and was informed that she had triplets during her prenatal clinic, was surprised after she underwent a cesarean today at the hospital and delivered quadruplets. Petronila Goren with the details.
Saturday morning, Maxine Nyawira was delighted to deliver quadruplets against her expectations. Nyawira says it was a surprise since she was expecting triplets, but nevertheless it was a blessing to her.
Nimefurahia sana juu hiyo kitu ilikuwa inanipa stress, lakini saa hii venye wako uhai wote nimefurahia zaidi. Cha niseme so far sina juu hatukuwa tumejipanga hivyo. Kani kulala, nyumba ni ya kukomboa, maziwa hivyo juu mimi sitokangi maziwa. So tuseme sina mipango eni, lakini if there is something you can do, naomba tumnisaidie na tuseme kama maziwa formula.
According to Thika Level 5 Nursing Services Manager Betty Kasioka, this was the first time of such delivery of quadruplets and that all the babies were in stable condition.
We delivered 2 girls and 2 boys. The boys were 1.4 kgs each. Those were the first and the second twins. Then came the girl, 1.6 kgs, and another small girl, 1 kg. And during the scan, the mother had been told that she has 3 babies, but I'm going to theater. The third one was found, must have been the small one, hidden under the other babies. So to us, it's a very big excitement that for the first time ever, we've delivered 4 babies at one go.
Nyawira, a mother of 5 now, says it's difficult and a challenge for her to raise the 5 kids, calling on well-wishers for help. Petronila Goren for TV47.
Well, children are indeed a blessing. Thank you, Petronila Goren, for that report. Now, the National Assembly Speaker, Justin Muturi, has been crowned as the Gema community spokesman. In an event at Mukurwe Wanyagadhanga Shrine in Muranga, Muturi promised to unite the vote-rich region. And as Elizabeth Mutuku now reports, his coronation has, however, elicited mixed reactions from the region. Take a look.
Speaker of the National Assembly Justin Muturi was today crowned as the spokesman of the Gema communities at the Mukorewa Nyagadhaga Shrine in Muranga County. The coronation went on under tight security after a section of Muranga leaders earlier vowed to stop the historic event, terming it political. Muturi was taken through rituals in the inner part of the shrine where only specific elders were allowed in. The occasion that took more than 4 hours was also attended by elders from Bere, Embu and Meru communities.
Na historia yetu ni kama historia ya nchi ya Kenya. Kwa hivyo ni muhimu sana kwetu sisi kudumisha uhusiano wa ndani zaidi. Bila sisi kuwa na uhusiano wa pamoja hapa kama wakazi wa Mlima Kenya, hatuwezi kusema tunaweza kutafuta uhusiano wa Wakenya wengine.
Speakers who spoke during the event said the decision to pick Muturi as the spokesman was arrived at after long deliberations between elders of the communities which live in the east and west of the Mount Kenya. The elders stated that there were no contradiction in picking Muturi as spokesman, saying he has blessings from elders and president who is the kingpin of the region.
Sisi hapa tulikuja maombi. Sisi hatunanga mambo ya siasa. Sisi hatuna chama ya siasa. Sisi hatuungi mkono mwanasiasa yeyote. Sisi tunasimama na rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, Mheshimiwa Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Hakuna mtu ingine.
Muturi comes from the smallest of the communities in the Republic of Kenya, the Gotv. There are 195,000 people. Kikuyus are 8 million plus people. The Merus are 6 million plus people. We have gone for the leader, our David, from the smallest of the communities, and we are proud of that. Therefore,
however, the elders told of the leaders who had planned to stop the occasion and termed the coronation as wicked.
Uongozi mwema. Na sisi tunasema uongozi mwema ni kusema nini? Kiongozi ambaye anachukua hiki kipaza sauti hii anatukana wenzake. Ni kiongozi mwema. Tunamtema. Kiongozi hapo na ufisadi na uporaji. Ni kiongozi mwema. Tunamtema.
A section of political leaders had expressed their dissatisfaction of Muturi being crowned spokesman of the region. Murang'a Governor Mwangi wa Iria has condemned the occasion, saying it was wrong to coronate a political leader at the shrine, which specifically is used for traditional prayers.
Niaba wa Kikuyu nimesema tumekataa yeye kama msemaji wetu. Hapa Murang'a yeye siye msemaji wa watu wa Murang'a. Na kwa niaba ya Wakikuyu yeye siye msemaji. Nimeongea na viongozi wengi, wamenipigia simu. Mimi nimeongea na gavana wa Nakuru na hata ameandika kwa mitambo amekataa. Nimeongea kwa gavana wa Iguru na gavana wa Iguru ameandika kwa mitambo wazi amekataa.
The people of this region through the ballots. It cannot be decided in a shrine somewhere in Murang'a or elsewhere. The matter is totally misplaced. Most of the majority of Kenyans voters are young people. They are in a new age, the technological age. They have no time for such ceremonies. They can't even understand what the whole thing is all about.
Elizabeth Mutuko, TV 47.
Well, the theatrics of politics right there by our very own Elizabeth Mutuku. Now, Deputy President William Ruto has affirmed his preparedness to sign a charter with the people of the coast region on what needs to be delivered in regards to his bottom-up economic blueprint. Daniel Masiza reports.
Speaking in Kilifi after the conclusion of his two-day tour of the coast, the Deputy President William Ruto assured coast leaders that he will include their resolutions in his economic blueprint.
This conversation that we've had here for 2 days was a conversation not about us, the leaders, and positions. The conversation we've had here is about the people and their issues, ordinary people and their issues. And I am very happy that the conversation in Kenya is changing.
Deputy President William Ruto has said the bottom-up economic model will be informed by the priorities of ordinary Kenyans. He noted that he was determined to rewrite the country's political conversation from one of identities to the aspirations of the people.
For a long time, we have been hostages and prisoners of a conversation about tribes and positions. Today, we want to liberate ourselves and liberate our nation, to have a honest conversation about ordinary people and their issues and their businesses and their agriculture, so that we can truly emancipate our country.
The forum, which brought together legislators and professionals from the 6 counties in Coast, outlined the region's economic plan with emphasis on tourism, maritime economy, and land ownership challenges.
this is the home of hustlers. The Coast region is the home of hustlers because we make our living in a very difficult way. For us to send a child to school is difficult. Even getting married is even difficult here at the Coast because of the amount of poverty that is here. But now we are looking at a solution. And I want to say this. I feel great when we discuss the cashew nuts and how to revive it, and how to get the cashew nuts of the trees, processing them and create a value chain for the people.
Wakati anaandika manifesto yake huyu naibu wa rais, basi matakwa ya wapwani kuhusu uchumi na uchumi wao yawe yatakuwa katika daftari lile.
Na ajenda yetu kubwa kama wapwani tulikuwa tunajadili masuala ya pwani. Ni vipi tutaboresha pwani yetu? Ni vipi tutaona ya kwamba wakulima ama ukulima wa hii pwani yetu unaenda hatua nyingine?
Hatukukaa hapa kuwapangia wenzetu tutakawabagua namna gani. Tumka hapa tukajipangia vipi tutashirikiana na wenzetu wote. That's why tunataka Mlima Kenya itengeze yao. Tunataka Nyanza itengeze yao. Pwani itengeze yao. Northern Kenya itengeze yao. Maeneo yote ya Kenya itengeze yao so that we can negotiate the republic.
DP Ruto recently met his allies from Mount Kenya region to discuss the region's economy. Daniel Masiza, TV47.
Well, Daniel Masiza's report takes us to a short commercial break, but we'll be back with more. Stay tuned.
In a crowded, confused and uncertain career market after KCSE? Worry no more. TV47, the fastest growing youth targeted TV station across the 47 counties, brings you an entire month of career options and choice opportunities across all the leading universities and TVET institutions. We have put together a rich group of experts who will guide you through your career aspirations throughout the month of May. This will climax with a virtual career fair scheduled for the 28th of May at the University of Nairobi Auditorium. All relevant stakeholders are invited to reserve a seat via david.katiku@tv47.co.ke or careersfair@tv47.co.ke on 0791 999 883.
New Blue Band peanut butter. Made with 100% pure peanuts. And a good source of omega-6. Grow healthy and happy kids with New Blue Band peanut butter.
Hey, now that's hitting the right notes. When life gets boring, we bring out our play. You see, playfulness is in our DNA. It's in the way we move and laugh. It's in the way we walk, the way we rock, and how we just don't stop. You feel me? We add color to everything, to every day and every dish, because the world needs our crazy. We're the different flavors that make life more exciting. We're the ones who add color to every moment. Fanta, color every moment.
Siku njema na tunukiwa offers kila siku. Pata offers zote mahali pamoja ili uongeze zaidi, utume SMS zaidi na ubrowse zaidi.
Wewe usijali,
Tuma namba ya kila supplier kwa hiyo soko. Ndio vile nitaongea na kila mmoja wao.
Very good. Piga *444 utunukiwe Credo Double.
Raukia siku njema na tunukiwa ofa kila siku.
Welcome back. You're watching TV47 Weekend. Keep talking to us. 22047 is our SMS line. You can also find us on social media at TV47 Kenya on Facebook, as well as at TV47K on Twitter. The hashtag to use is TV47 Weekend. Now, the introduction of drought-tolerant multi-purpose trees and shrubs referred to as madenge was an important tool to mitigate large-scale loss of ground vegetation cover in dryland areas in the country. The move met criteria of environmental tolerance, rapid growth, soil enhancement, fodder and fuel wood supply rather. However, the plant has been a challenge to many Isiolo locals, as Willie Dennis Njiru now reports.
Proposis juliflora, locally referred to as madenge, was first introduced to the semi-arid part of Kenya over 4 decades ago by the government, objectively to counter degradation and provide a source of firewood for rural families. The alien species would make life better for dryland communities as it flourished on bare landscape, condensed soil erosion, and dusty storms, thus providing shade and pods for livestock.
Kwa hakika huu mmea si ati ni mbaya, ni mmea ambao ama ni mti ambao ni wa maana sana. Ukiangalia matunda yake ni ya muhimu sana kwa kama chakula cha wanyama, ng'ombe, mbuzi.
Hii mbegu ya madenge pia mifugo yao inapenda na inakuanga na protein pia wakati imekula.
With the dissenting voices over its survival, it is evident that a positive mental shift is growing fast and multiplying incredibly fast to over 500 hectares annually.
Hii kitu imetusumbua sana. Hii kitu hata tukikata tumeshinda kutoa. Unapanga imemalizika yote.
Today, residents of Matarba, Malkagala and Korbesa locations of Merti sub-county of Isiolo are grappling with the control of the invisible tree species that has colonized about 15,000 hectares of land progressively.
Nataka tufanye kitu kama shamba, alafu tusaidie hiyo mambo ya pawaso, tufanye shamba ya nyasi.
We can have the forest somehow, but how can we manage those plants so that they don't open up the rangelands, the wetlands, and at the same time we stop them from spreading to other areas?
A shrub that has been invading River Wasongilo flooding plain for a period over 20 years, creating a massive growth of shrubs and thorny canopies along, causing nightmares for local communities. Its tough thorn causes physical injuries as its sweet pods causes goat teeth to fall off.
Imeripotiwa kuwa imeharibu meno za wanyama wao. Wengi wameripoti hivyo kwa sababu hiyo matunda yana sukari mingi ambayo inafanya meno ya wanyama iharibu.
The negative impact to the local communities further establish dense thicket, choke underground vegetation, encroach into grazing areas and block pathways to waterways. In a communique by the county government of Isiolo to the cabinet secretary, Ministry of Environment and Forestry requested for an exemption of the current ban on logging to enable the county to eliminate the invasive species through the charcoal production to control further spread, a tricky balance to achieve for environmental integrity.
Ukiingia hapa unapotea hiyo juu ya madenge. So hata mbuzi ni unakuwa shida sana, kukula ni shida sana.
Areas along the Wasongiro River where herders relied on to get grass during dry seasons for quality grass for animals are long gone, with the livestock keepers saying the impenetrable thickets have become wildlife hideouts.
Wakati ingine fisi ndio unakula hivi, mara nyingine unapotea kukosa kabisa.
And as a result of that, there is a lot of attacks of wildlife, people and animals by wildlife.
officer with Veterinarians Sans Frontiers, a non-governmental organization dealing with livestock production in Isiolo, said that livestock keepers in the area could be facilitated to manage the plant by grinding the seeds. This will cut dispersal of the seed, which usually spread through animal droppings, and at the same time provide quality fodder for the animals.
Tungependa kuwa na njia ambayo kwa mfano inaweza siaga zile mbegu zikiingia kwa ng'ombe, mbuzi ama kwa mnyama wote, hata ikienda ianguke mahali yezilea.
The man-made forest continues to hurt more by the vagaries of climate change, even as the clarion call for the control of its spread continues.
Grazing lands have reduced. There's need to look at how can we manage that, the prosopis, so that the benefits that have been accruing, that people have been getting from that area, can be gotten back.
For TV47, I'm Willie Dennis Njiru.
Now, the simmering rivalry pitting the United Democratic Alliance and the People's Empowerment Party has taken a fresh twist, with PEP leader Moses Kuria now accusing sibling UDA party of breaking its vows ahead of the Kiambaa by-elections. According to the Gatundu South lawmaker, the two parties have had an agreement that would see UDA not field a candidate to support PEP's candidate in the Kiambaa mini polls and vice versa in the Muguga ward by-election. This as the Jubilee Party unveiled its candidates for the Kiambaa and Muguga by-elections Saturday evening, as the race for the two seats continues to intensify. David Mudoka has the details.
Just a few days after leaders across Deputy President William Ruto linked UDA and Gatundu South MP Moses Kuria linked People's Empowerment Party PEP, collectively celebrated PEP candidate and Juja MP-elect George Koimburi's resounding victory in the just concluded Juja by-election, chances are that could be their last joint celebration, with both parties now locked in a bitter tussle over the upcoming Kiambaa and Muguga by-election.
Congratulations, John, and wishing you all the best.
The two sibling parties have both fielded candidates for the Kiambaa parliamentary contest, with none willing to flinch and back the other, unlike in the Juja mini polls, where the UDA party threw its weight behind PEP's Koimburi, and with the pressure mounting on Moses Kuria-led PEP party to return the favor, the Gatundu South lawmaker has insisted that, as per an agreement between the two Hustler Nation parties, the UDA party will yet again back PEP's candidate, who is Raymond Kuria in Kiambaa, while his party will back UDA in the Muguga ward by-election.
Tulikuwa na mkataba na chama cha UDA ambao ni chama mwenza ya PEP kwamba hatutasimamisha mtu katika hiyo uchaguzi. Tutasupport Kamau Dhombe, Mheshimiwa Kamau Dhombe ama KT ambaye ni mgombania wa kiti cha UDA. Na sisi tutasimamisha mtu huko katika eneo la Kiambaa.
Tunyosha mikono, tutoe kofia, tuheshimu Mungu.
On Friday, the UDA party, however, unveiled John Njuguna Wanjiku as its candidate and the de facto Hustler Nation flag bearer to rival PEP's Raymond Kuria in Kiambaa after the seat fell vacant following the death of former Kiambaa MP, the late Paul Koinange.
And we want to confirm, for the avoidance of doubt, that the Hustler Nation candidate is the UDA candidate John Njuguna Wanjiku.
The UDA as a party has no surrogate chant in Kiambaa, has no surrogate chant in Muguga. These are our candidates.
In the address, newly elected Juja MP George Koimburi featured heavily, having earlier met Deputy President William Ruto at his current residence amid jitters of cracks between Ruto-allied UDA and PEP political outfits.
Tuko kwa njia na chama cha PEP kinasimamisha mtu huko Kiambaa.
And while this could give the second in command an endorsement headache, the Jubilee Party, which suffered humiliating defeats in the just concluded Rurie, Juja and Bonchari by-elections, will be seeking to capitalize on the Hustler Nation's dilemma to stage a comeback. On Saturday, the party unveiled Kariri Njama as its candidate for Kiambaa and Joseph Githinji as its flag bearer for Muguga.
I would want to thank His Excellency, the President Uhuru Kenyatta, and watu wangu wa Kiambaa, niwaambie huu ushindi ni wenu. I'm so grateful, I'm so happy that you have given me this opportunity, and I will not let you down.
Kariri scooped top position, beating 9 other contestants, among them 3 close family members of the late Koinange, following interviews conducted all day long by a 7-member panel at the Jubilee Party headquarters.
I am going to go and support another youth like me. I will support Jogona Ajiko under the UDA party because there I have space on the table.
Kama wanafikiria hao ndio hodari sana kwa siasa, tumebadilisha mtindo na tutaona penye watapitia.
The 2 by-elections are increasingly narrowing down into a 3-horse race, with all eyes trained on the July 15th mini polls, where a win for each party could potentially affect its political tides ahead of next year's general elections. David Mudhoka, TV47, Nairobi.
Well, thank you, David Mudhoka, for that report. And just to sample some of your comments on Facebook, Florence Hamede says she's watching from Kibra Makina. Catherine Shaz says she's following, and as well as Amos Wamoka says, congratulations to the lady who just gave birth to 4 babies. Keep watching the county's television. It's time to take a short commercial break, but we'll be back with more. Stay tuned.
TV47, the home of untold stories. Wondering what next in a crowded, confused and uncertain career market after KCSE? Worry no more. TV47, the fastest growing youth-targeted TV station across the 47 counties, brings you an entire month of career options and choice opportunities across all the leading universities and TVET institutions. We have put together a rich group of experts who will guide you through your career aspirations throughout the month of May. This will climax with a virtual career fair scheduled for the 28th of May at the University of Nairobi Auditorium. All relevant stakeholders are invited to reserve a seat via david.katiku@tv47.co.ke or careersfair@tv47.co.ke on 0791 999 883.
New Blue Band peanut butter. Made with 100% pure peanuts. And a good source of omega-6. Grow healthy and happy kids with new Blue Band peanut butter.
Hey, now that's hitting the right notes. When life gets boring, we bring out our play. You see, playfulness is in our DNA. It's in the way we move and laugh. It's in the way we walk, the way we rock, and how we just don't stop. You feel me? We add color to everything, to every day and every dish, because the world needs our crazy. We're the different flavors that make life more exciting. We're the ones who add color to every moment. Fanta, color every moment.
Raukia siku njema na tunukiwa offers kila siku. Pata offers zote mahali pamoja ili uongee zaidi, utume SMS zaidi na ubrowse zaidi.
Wewe usijali. Tuma namba ya kila supplier kwa hiyo soko. Enda Jubilee nitaongea na kila mmoja wao.
Very good. Piga *444 hash utunukiwe Credo double.
Raukia siku njema na tunukiwa offers kila.
You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
Welcome back, you're watching TV47 Weekend. Now moving on, Bishop Dr. Godfrey Siundu Wasike was the talk of town after taking a radical decision of departing from the Roman Catholic Church. 15 years on the line, Dr. Wasike is still recruiting more members out of the Roman Catholic Church. Boniface Barasa traces back his journey to establish why he made such a decision. Take a look.
Welcome to this Namatoatoa Village, Bumula Constituency, Bungoma County. We arrive at the Archdiocese of the Ecumenical Catholic Church of Christ, which is led by Bishop Dr. Godfrey Siundu Wasike. When we arrived here, we meet him leading a Holy Mass. Despite being a Friday service, the church is full to capacity. Believers have fully occupied the church to quench their souls spiritually. But what led Siundu to ditch the Roman Catholic Church?
Ni sheria kubwa ya useja, celibacy. Napoonekana kanisani Jumapili mimi ni mtakatifu, watu wananishangilia, wanapiga makofi, wanasema padri wetu, na wanajua ya kwamba huyu kweli ni mseja, but mimi mwenyewe najijua ya kwamba sijaweka hiyo ahadi. Nikiwa na my girlfriend.
It is his decision that saw the emergence of the Ecumenical Catholic Church of Christ under his leadership, a journey that started during his wife's birthday.
Kasema wakati nimetoka kwa Roman Catholic Church mimi sijasoma misa, na leo nataka kukusomea misa kwa birthday yako. Wakati niko nasoma hiyo misa ya birthday kumtakia mke wangu happy birthday, Roho wa Mungu akaja na kuniambia ya kwamba niambie wenye wako hapo ya kwamba kuanzia leo nitaanza kusoma misa na nitakuwa na kanisa ambalo ni reformed. Hivyo tu.
The church has grown tremendously in Africa and has seen more than 50 Catholic priests ditch Roman Catholic to follow his footsteps.
Kenya tuko na mapadri 54 na tuko na maaskofu zaidi ya maaskofu 12. Niko na mapadri Rwanda, niko na mapadri 2, niko na mapadri 3 Uganda, niko na mapadri 4 South Africa. Tumefika North Africa. Ndio hawa tumepokea, wamekuja kunijoin. Wanatoka Ethiopia. He is the latest entry. Amejoin mwezi huu ukianza mwezi wa Mei.
Siundu subscribed to the words of the Bible that whoever finds a wife finds a good thing and gains favor from God.
Tangu nifanye ndoa na mke wangu, kila kuchao ninapata furaha mpya. Mke wangu namuona mpya kila siku, na nikitazama watoto wangu nafurahia furaha mpya. So maisha ya familia yangu imekuwa maisha ya furaha sana.
Mimi mwenyewe binafsi sijaona shida zile ambazo zinaweza kufanya ni regret ama niseme ndoa ni mbaya. Katika hiyo harakati ya ndoa, kitu muhimu nimepata ni kwamba amenijenga imani sana.
15 years into marriage and his message to the Pope:
asimame na afanye mabadiliko katika kanisa la Roman Catholic Church. Mapadri wakaweze kukubaliwa kuchagua kuishi hali ya useja ama kuishi hali ya kuoa na wanamtumikia Mwenyezi Mungu.
But how did Stella get herself into this marriage?
Nikakaribishwa vizuri kwa nyumba ya padri. Kulikuwa na padri mwingine ambaye alikuwa mkubwa wake, tukakula sapa, tukamaliza, ikawa nipewe mzigo wangu sasa niende. Kaniaga vizuri, tukaagana, mimi nikaenda.
Padri anakuaga?
Si nikajua ni ile mapenzi ya Yesu. Nakumbuka kitu moja tu aliniambia siku moja nitakuoa. Hakuna kitu kingine, sijui nakupenda, sijui hapana. Hivyo tu, nitakuoa.
Believers have also expressed their satisfaction in his decision defying celibacy.
Mapema sisi tulikuwa katika Roman Catholic, na kulingana na desturi yetu tulikuwa tumejua tu padri, askofu hawezi oa. Lakini wakati tumekutanika na hii hali tumefurahi sana kwa sababu tunaona mfano mzuri wa baba kuishi na mama.
Mimi kwangu naona amekamilika, ni mkamilifu kwa sababu anaongea kuhusu kitu ambacho yeye mwenyewe anatenda.
As Bishop Siondo commemorates 15 years in marriage and 15 years since he made his decision, Siondo is a family man and a father of 3 daughters.
It is a denomination that faced so many hurdles at its inception, but for the believers, it is a sacred place to nourish their souls. Boniface Barasa, TV47, Archdiocese of Ecumenical Catholic Church, Bumula Constituency, Bungoma County.
Now, even after saving her mother's life by steering her to hospital on a boat to deliver at midnight, Virginia Aoko's family is still marooned by the floods. The family has been forced into a makeshift settlement, as Micah Gwongo now reports.
On Tuesday at midnight, Judith Anyango, a Hadundu resident, experienced a sharp pain in her womb. It was labor. But since her house is marooned in water, wading her way to a nearby hospital for delivery was an uphill task.
Ikifika saa 9 nilisikia uchungu wenyewe. Nikasema mtoto amelala mbali na mimi. Nilichukua besen na nikachukua taulo nikaweka ndani. Nikaanza kutembea kwa maji. Hiyo besen nilikuwa naona mtoto akikuwa karibu nizae hiyo kwa besen, nizae kwa maji.
However, Virginia Aoko, her firstborn daughter's bravery saved Mrs. Anyango and her unborn baby. 13-year-old Virginia, a class 7 pupil at Budala Primary School, rolled her mother to life literally.
Nilifika nikaita Virginia. Tukaenda nyumbani, nikaingia kwa boti. Akanibeba paka hosi.
Nikapata ameshaka na kukaa kuzuri. Alikuwa tu ampiga magoti kwa boti, alafu ameweka light ya simu hivi ili niangalie mbele nikiendesha boti nione penye naenda. Sasa nikaona aketi na kwa boti huwa anaketi, nikaona huyu pengine anataka kujifungua.
4 days after delivery, Judith, her newborn and the entire family live in this pathetic environment.
Naona mtoto anaweza tu kupata magonjwa, lakini cha kufanya sina. Sasa nitavumilia tu, lakini mtoto wangu anaweza kupata magonjwa. Hata mimi mwenyewe, hata niko na watoto wengine pia wadogo wanaweza kupata magonjwa, lakini vile naweza kujisaidia nitoka hapa sina. Ndio kwa sababu nimekaa tu hapa. Ningekuwa naweza kuwa na msaidizi, singekuwa hapa.
Sasa kwa saa hii mama alitoka hospitalini yako nyumbani. Na vile yako nyumbani mimi naona tu mtoto anaweza pata na waterborne diseases kwa sababu ile nyumba yenye tunakaa kwa siku lazima utoe hapo maji ndipo ukakae hapo, na usipotoa ni lazima mkipita utakanyaga hiyo maji na mkitoka mtakanyaga.
They have been forced into this makeshift tent to at least have somewhere they can call home. Although it's not easy.
Na hata saa hii watoto ndio wanalala kwa kapera na mimi vitu kwa kapera siwezi kuleta hapa vitu. Nilikuwa kwa nyumba na watoto ndio wanalala hapa kwa kapera na mimi mwenyewe niko bomani tu.
Kwa kila siku ni kutoa hapo maji na kulala. Na sisi huwa tulali hapo, sisi huwa tunalala hapo. Sasa mama ndio mwenye huwa analala kwa kitanda na mtoto. Sasa mimi naona tu huyu mtoto wetu anaweza pata na waterborne disease, hata kama si mtoto na pia sisi pia. Kwa sababu sisi ukitoka na maji, ukikanyaga na ukitoka unakanyaga maji na ukiingia unakanyaga maji.
For them, just like hundreds of families around, any kind of help is appreciated.
School fees ndio naona sida vijana, school fees. Kama sijasema kukula lakini school fees.
Wanisaidie ni kwamba wangejaliwa wangetutoa tu hapa pale ambapo tuko, kwa maana si pazuri pa kuishi na huyu mtoto wetu mdogo na pia na sisi kama familia. Sasa ningependa tu serikali kiwezeo tutoka hapo pahali hata tutafutie angalau shamba tukaishi hapo, tutoke kwa maji.
Meanwhile, Virginia is a hero here in Hadundu because of her bravery that manifests even in her eloquence. She aspires to be a doctor. For TV 47 from Busia County, I'm Mike Kagwongo.
Now, Ethiopia's Communications Authority, ECA, has awarded one operating license to a consortium led by Kenya's and Japan's Sumitomo. According to Brooke Tyre, senior advisor at the Finance Ministry, the consortium, which includes Safaricom's parent companies Vodacom and Vodafone and British Development Finance Agency CDC Group, paid 91.9 billion shillings for the license.